Let me share something powerful with you. Imagine you're a business owner. You've got a great product, maybe a local service, maybe even an online startup. You know content is the lifeline of growth today. But let's be real. Who has the time to sit in front of a camera every single day, record videos, edit, publish, and then repeat the cycle? Most founders don't. And that's exactly where opportunity shows up for you. One of my clients, a 42-year-old entrepreneur, was overwhelmed because his brand needed to stay visible, but he couldn't commit to creating content. We built him an AI content agency solution. We cloned his voice, even his face, and suddenly his business had weekly explainer videos going out, without him ever touching a camera again. He was blown away. And the best part? He happily paid a premium for it, because consistent distribution means consistent trust with his customers. I want you to think about this. Businesses don't pay for content. They pay for attention and credibility. And if you can master AI tools that make content scalable, you're not just offering a service, you're offering freedom. Have you ever thought about what it would feel like to be the person delivering that kind of freedom? Have you ever looked at someone's LinkedIn profile and wondered, how do they get thousands of views, comments, even job offers, while my posts barely get noticed? You're not alone. The truth is, LinkedIn has quietly become one of the most powerful platforms for building authority and attracting high-value clients. And with the help of AI, you can turn this into a career. I worked with a mid-career professional, a 38-year-old consultant, who wanted to grow his personal brand but didn't know where to start. We used AI tools to research trending topics in his field, automate his posting schedule, and even draft engaging content frameworks. Within 6 months, his profile views grew by 600%. More importantly, he landed 2 premium clients who found him through his posts, without cold calling, without chasing anyone. That's the beauty of becoming a LinkedIn growth expert. You're not just helping people post. You're helping them tell their story in a way that builds trust, influence, and revenue. Companies and individuals will gladly pay for that transformation. So let me ask you, if you had the chance to become the person behind someone's professional growth, would you take it? Personal branding. It might sound like a buzzword, but let me tell you, it's the single most valuable asset you can build in the digital age. Think about this. Every time you post on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Instagram, you're planting a seed. One post doesn't seem like much, but if you show up 2 to 3 times a week consistently for 12 months, that garden starts to grow. A young client of mine, only 25, began posting short insights about her journey in finance on LinkedIn. At first, she barely got a handful of likes, but she stayed consistent. By the end of year 1, she had a modest but engaged community. And in her second year, everything exploded. Partnership offers, speaking invitations, and clients she never dreamed of attracting. That's the compounding effect of personal branding. The science backs it too. Familiarity breeds trust. The more people see your face, your words, your ideas, the more they start to believe in your expertise. And when they trust you, they buy from you. So let me ask you, what story are you telling the world right now? And more importantly, are you showing up often enough for people to hear it? You don't have to be a supermodel or a celebrity to make money online anymore. In fact, some of the most in-demand creators right now are just everyday people. People like you, making simple product use videos for brands. This is called UGC, or User-Generated Content. And guess what? Companies are willing to pay $300 to $500 a month for as little as 15 to 20 authentic clips. I remember working with a 45-year-old mom who thought she was too ordinary for social media. She didn't want to show her face, so instead, she filmed her hands unboxing skincare products and demonstrating how they worked. Within weeks, she had her first brand deal. Today, she earns extra income every month, all from videos recorded in her kitchen. The reason this works is simple. People trust real people. We're all tired of polished, fake ads. Brands know that authentic voices connect better with customers. That's why they need creators who look like their audience. Normal, relatable, genuine. So, imagine this. What if your casual video of making coffee, applying lotion, or setting up a new gadget could turn into a steady paycheck? Would you give it a shot? When people hear the words marketing agency, they often imagine huge offices, big teams, and massive budgets. But here's the truth. Some of the most successful agencies I've seen started with just one person and one simple service. Maybe it's designing social media graphics. Maybe it's editing videos for a small business. That's how it begins. One of my clients, a 32-year-old graphic designer, started freelancing on weekends. At first, she only offered logo design. But over time, her clients kept asking for more. Ads, social media posts, even help running campaigns. Instead of saying no, she learned, hired a friend to help, and slowly built her agency. 3 years later, she wasn't just designing logos. She was running full-scale ad campaigns and managing brand strategies for multiple companies. That's what a 360-degree marketing agency really is. It grows step by step. You don't need to know everything from day one. You just need to master one service, deliver it well, and then expand. So let me ask you, what's one skill you could turn into the foundation of something much bigger? Because that one skill could be the seed of your future agency. Think about the last time you got lost scrolling on Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. One clip grabs your attention, you watch it, then another pops up, and suddenly 30 minutes are gone. That's the power of short-form video. And behind every viral clip, there's someone who knows how to edit with precision. I had a 24-year-old student come to me last year. He didn't want a traditional job. He just wanted to work online. He spent 6 weeks learning how to cut fast, add captions, drop in music, and craft strong hooks that keep people watching. With only 5 sample edits in his portfolio, he landed his first client on LinkedIn. Today, he's working with 3 different creators and making more than he ever thought possible. Here's the truth. You don't need Hollywood skills to succeed here. What you need is an eye for storytelling, a sense of pacing, and the ability to keep viewers engaged past those critical first 5 seconds. Brands and influencers are desperate for editors who can do this. So let me ask you, the next time you're watching a short video, will you just scroll past it, or will you study it as your blueprint for freedom? Let me tell you why I love evergreen digital products. You create them once, and they can keep earning for you year after year. Imagine designing a simple budgeting template, writing an ebook about career growth, or recording a short online course about a skill you've mastered. You put in the work one time, and the internet keeps selling it for you while you sleep. I remember a client in his late 40s, a project manager who felt stuck in his 9-to-5. He had decades of experience in leadership, so I encouraged him to package that wisdom into a short online course. He was nervous. Who would pay to hear me talk? But within 3 months of launching, he had over 200 students enrolled. That single product now gives him a steady stream of passive income, without extra hours chained to a desk. Here's the beauty. Digital products scale infinitely. Unlike a physical job, there's no limit to how many people can download your template or enroll in your course. So I want you to imagine this. What knowledge or skill do you already have that could live online forever, serving others and paying you, long after the work is done? Sometimes the fastest way to start earning online isn't by chasing clients or launching a business. It's by learning while you earn. Internships and paid learning opportunities are one of the smartest entry points, especially if you're building a new skill. I had a student, just 21, who wanted to break into digital marketing. She didn't have connections, and her resume was almost empty. So instead of waiting, she took free certifications, Google Ads, HubSpot, even a short LinkedIn course. Then she crafted a simple but powerful cold email and sent it to 50 different startups, offering to learn and contribute. Within 2 weeks, she landed a part-time internship that not only paid, but also gave her real projects she could showcase later. Here's the secret. Internships aren't just about income, they're about access. You get mentorship, real-world problems to solve, and stories to tell when bigger opportunities come your way. And the truth is, companies are more open than ever to people who show initiative, even midlife professionals switching careers. So ask yourself this. If you could take one certification this month and send 5 bold emails, where could that lead you 6 months from now? Have you ever stopped mid-scroll because a post just popped out at you? That's the magic of great design, and businesses pay big money for it. Social media today isn't about pretty pictures, it's about psychology. Colors, fonts, patterns, when used with intention, they can double or even triple click-through rates. One of my clients, a 29-year-old freelance designer, Used to create simple Canva graphics for $20 each. But once she studied design psychology and learned Figma along with a few AI tools like Midjourney and Adobe's AI suite, everything changed. She stopped selling pretty designs and started selling results. Her new pitch was simple. My designs increase engagement. Within months, her rates jumped fivefold because clients weren't just buying a graphic. They were buying measurable growth. The truth is, social media is crowded. Brands don't just need content. They need content that converts. If you can master the blend of creativity and psychology, and back it up with data, you'll never run out of clients. So the next time you see a viral post, ask yourself, was it luck or was it design? And then imagine being the person behind that success story. Basic video editing is everywhere now. Anyone can trim clips or add subtitles. But the real opportunities? They're in advanced video editing and motion graphics. This is where you move beyond cuts and transitions and step into animation, storytelling visuals, and AI-powered creativity that makes videos unforgettable. I once worked with a 35-year-old freelancer who was stuck charging $50 per edit. He decided to level up, learning After Effects, diving into motion design, and experimenting with AI tools that added dynamic captions and 3D visuals. Within 6 months, his work looked like it belonged in professional ad campaigns. Suddenly, instead of $50, he was charging $500 or more for the same length of video. Clients happily paid because his edits didn't just look good. They told stories that kept people watching. That's the difference. Anyone can edit, but few can craft a visual experience. Brands and creators are desperate for editors who can boost retention, explain products clearly, or make a message stick. So let me ask you, when someone watches your video, do they simply see it, or do they feel it? Master motion graphics, and you'll always be the one they remember. Money can be one of the most stressful parts of life, especially in midlife. I've spoken with countless Americans in their 30s, 40s, and 50s who tell me the same thing. I earn decent money, but I still feel lost when it comes to budgeting, debt, or investing. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. That's why financial literacy coaching has become such a powerful opportunity. People don't need fancy jargon or Wall Street-level strategies. They need simple, practical guidance that fits their daily lives. I worked with a 47-year-old teacher who was drowning in credit card debt. She didn't need a complicated portfolio. She just needed a clear, step-by-step plan for paying off debt while starting a small emergency fund. Within a year, her stress was cut in half, and she told me it felt like she had her life back. If you can be the digital mentor who provides that clarity, you'll not only build a business, you'll change lives. Midlife professionals value trust and relatability. They're willing to pay for someone who can explain money in plain English, without judgment. So, let me ask you, could your own financial knowledge be the key to guiding someone else toward peace of mind? Think about the last time you searched for a local business online. If the website looked outdated or confusing, chances are you clicked away, right? That's exactly why small businesses are desperate for good web design. They don't just want a site that looks nice. They need a site that converts visitors into paying customers. I coached a 34-year-old freelancer who started out building simple Wix and card sites for small shops in her town. At first, she charged very little, just happy to get experience. But as she learned tools like Webflow and focused on design psychology, colors, fonts, layouts that guide the eye, her work began delivering results. One client told her, "My calls doubled after you redesigned my homepage." That testimonial alone helped her raise her rates threefold. Here's the truth. Small businesses don't care about flashy animations. They care about more leads, more customers, and more trust. If you can be the person who delivers that, you'll never struggle to find clients. So imagine this. What if every website you built was not just a digital brochure, but a growth engine for a business? How valuable would that skill be in 2025 and beyond? Here's the biggest lesson I've learned after years of working with midlife professionals. And honestly, it applies no matter your age. Stop trying to do everything at once. I've seen so many people jump from drop shipping to trading, then to design, then to freelancing, and they burn out before anything has a chance to grow. That constant chasing kills momentum. What actually works is choosing one lane, just one. Stick with it for 3 to 6 months, even when it feels slow, even when you're tempted to switch. Because success doesn't come from dabbling, it comes from depth. I remember coaching a client in his early 40s. He tried half a dozen side hustles in a single year and made almost nothing. When he finally committed to short-form video editing and stayed consistent, within 6 months, he had steady clients and a clear path forward. The difference wasn't talent, it was focus. And here's the truth. Clients don't care how many hours you worked. They care about the transformation you deliver. Can you save them time? Can you help them grow? That's what they pay for. So let me ask you, what's the one lane you're ready to fully commit to? At the end of the day, remember this. Building online income isn't about chasing the next shiny trick. It's about patience, focus, and consistency. Whether you're editing short videos, coaching financial literacy, or designing websites for small businesses, every skill has the power to transform not just your bank account, but your confidence and your future. I've seen young students and midlife professionals alike turn one small decision into a completely different life. And if they can do it, so can you. The only question is, are you willing to stay committed long enough to see it through? Now I'd love to hear from you. Which idea in today's video spoke to you the most? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. And if this gave you value, hit that like button so more people can find it. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next strategy. Together, we're building not just income, but freedom.